Most welcome, dear students. My name is DN Sukla from LPM Public School. Dear student, today I have taken topic models, chapter number 10, and in this video we will talk about models. Dear student, models are can, could, may, might, would, should, shall, will, used to, need, dare, and ought. Okay? Modals are also called modal auxiliary verb. They are verbs that are used to express the mood or attitude of the speaker. You have learned that auxiliaries or helping verbs are of two kinds, primary auxiliary verb and modal auxiliary verb. Dear student, primary auxiliary verbs are be, have, and do. Be means is, am, are, was, were. Have means has, have, had. And do, does, did. And they are used with verb. That is why they are called helping verbs. So firstly we are going to talk about the primary auxiliary verb. Primary auxiliary verb, as I told you, there are three types. So firstly, be form. The present form of be is, am, is, and are. They are used to form continuous tense, and they are also used in the passive and to denote a command or a plan. For example, I am writing a letter. The door was opened by Syam, and you are to leave right now. With the help of these examples, you can understand clearly about the forms of be. And now we are going to talk about another primary helping verb, that is have. And the present form of have is has and have. They are used to form the perfect tense, and the past form of have is had. It is also used to form past perfect tense. I have completed my work. This is present perfect tense. And grandma had made samosas. That is past perfect tense. So it is clear that have forms of the auxiliary verbs, that is has, have, and had, that is used to form the perfect tenses. And now we are going to talk about the do forms. The present form of do is do and does, and past form did. Dear student, they are used to form interrogatives, imperatives, and negative sentences. Do you know that girl? Interrogative sentence. Do be patience. That is imperative. And he does not agree. That is negative sentence. The verbs be, have, and do can also be used as principal or main verbs. For example, I am a student. I have a pet dog. I do yoga every day. The most commonly used models are can, could, may, might, shall, should, must, will, would, used, need, dare, and ought. They all are called modal auxiliary verb. These verbs are used to express possibility, certainty, necessity, ability, exceptions, expectations, permission, advice, wish, or obligation. Let us now study the use of modal auxiliaries in detail. So, dear student, Modal auxiliary verbs are can, could, may, might, shall, should, must, will, would, used, need, dare, and ought. And modals are always followed by main verb, mean to say first form of the verb. They do not change form with the person or the number of the subject. And modal auxiliary verbs are used to express possibility, certainty, necessity, ability, expectation, permission, advice, wish, or obligation. So now we are going to study about all the kinds of modal auxiliary verbs in detail. So firstly we have taken the topic can. Now let's understand the use of can. Dear student, can is used to talk about ability and possibility. And for example, she can play tennis very well. Loud noise can damage your ears. Next point, can is used to ask for and give permission in an informal manner. Can I join the gym from tomorrow? You can meet me tomorrow. So these are the examples. It will help you to understand about the use of can. I hope you are getting it properly. Now next point, next topic is could, and we are going to talk about the use of could in sentences. As the past equivalent of can is in indirect speech. If you are going to write any sentence in indirect speech, then as you can use can in direct speech, and you can use could as the past of can in indirect speech. Mani said, I can help you. Mani said that she could help me. To take polite request, we can also use could to take polite request. If you are going to take polite request, you can use could. Could you lend me? Could you help me carry these bags? So this is used to show polite request. And could is used to indicate ability in the past. If there is any ability and that is in past tense, so you can use could. She could do 100 sit-ups once upon a time. So this is about the use of could. And now, dear student, we are going to talk about the use of may. May is a modal auxiliary verb, and that is used to ask for permission in a formal manner. May I come in, sir? And dear student, may is used to express a wish. May you always enjoy good luck. If you are going to express wish, and then you can use may. Next point on which we are going to talk, that is may is used to indicate a good possibility. If there is any good possibility in any sentence, then you can use may. For example, don't worry, your library books may be in the classroom. So these are the use of may that you need to understand and learn. Dear student, now we are going to talk about the use of might. Might is used to suggest a weak possibility in the future. If there is any big possibility supposed to be in future, and you are going to speak or write any sentence, so you can use might. It might rain tonight. Don't play with the knives, you might get hurt. So might is used to indicate a weak possibility in the future. In such condition, you can use might. as well as might is used as the past equivalent of may in indirect speech. Suppose that you are changing from direct to indirect and you are given a auxiliary verb, modal auxiliary verb may in direct speech. So when you are going to change it into indirect speech, then may is changed into might. Jia said that she might get the job. That is the sentence of indirect speech. And now the next point on which we are going to talk, that is will. Dear student, will is used to talk about future events that are planned or about which we are certain. For instance, the train will leave at 10 a.m. My mother will turn 60 this year. So whenever any future event or any planned event or about which we are certain, such type of things we are speaking or writing, so we should use will. Next point that I am going to tell you, will is used to show determination or willingness. If you are going to show determination or willingness, then you can use will. I will help you complete the assignment. Dear student, will is also used to make polite request. If you are going to make polite request, you can use will. For instance, will you help me complete the assignment? Will you turn down the music, please? I am trying to sleep. So, when you are going to express a polite request, you can use will. Dear student, now next topic on which we are going to talk, that is shall. Shall is used to make offers or suggestions. When you are going to make offer or suggestion to anybody, speaking or writing any sentence that is indicating offer or suggestion, you can use shall. Shall I close the door? Next point regarding shall. Dear student, shall is used to show permission. You shall certainly receive a risk next month. It is my promise. You shall certainly receive a rise next month. It is my promise. So whenever you are going to show promise to anybody, you can use shall in that sentence. Shall is used to express a command or even a threat. When you are expressing a command or threat in a sentence, you can use shall. He shall not come here again. You shall not steal. That is command, expressing sentence. Now we are going to talk about the use of would. Dear students, it is very necessary. You need to be focused, be attentive to understand about the use of modal auxiliary verbs. They are very important. Would is used to make polite request. Would you mind lending me your pen? Next point which I am going to tell you, that we use would to talk about past habits. After dinner, we would sit and talk for hours. Would is used to talk about imaginary situations. For example, I would love to go Morocco. So, with the help of these examples, you can understand about the use of would easily. You need to learn the use of all these modal auxiliary verbs that will help you to improve your spoken as well as your writing. Now we are going to talk about the next modal auxiliary verb, that is should. Dear students, should is used to express advice, suggestion or obligation. For example, you should tell the truth. Whenever you are advising or you are giving suggestion, obligation, you should use modal auxiliary verb should. Next point, should is used to express probability. If there is a matter of probability in any sentence or any line which you are speaking, you should use should. You should find this grammar book helpful. And now the most important modal auxiliary verb, must. I am going to talk about it. You students, must is used to express necessity or obligation. For example, we must do this right away. Must is used to give advice to someone, especially when we want to emphasize that it is for their own good. You must stop telling lies. With the help of these examples, you can understand about the use of these modal auxiliary verbs easily. You need to learn the rules regarding modal auxiliary verbs. It is very important. Now, we will talk about ought to. Dear student, ought to is used to express duty or moral obligation. It is important. Whenever you are talking about the duty or moral obligation, you should use ought to. We ought to obey our parents. This is our duty. We ought to obey our parents. We ought to protect our national monuments. This is moral obligation. Also, we use ought to express necessity. We ought to buy a cupboard. When the matter of necessity, then you can use ought to. And now I am going to talk about used to. Dear student, used to is used to indicate something that was a habit but has been discontinued. Means to show the habit of past. She used to learn yoga. And next verb is need. We are going to talk about that. Need is used to denote necessity or obligation. It is commonly used in negative and interrogative. For example, Jaya need not go to the post office. Do I need to help him? And as an ordinary verb, need mean want or require. I do not need so much money, for example. And now talk about dare. Dare is used in interrogative and negative sentences where the implication is to be bold enough to. For example, how dare she criticize us? I dare not sleep alone in the dark. Dear student, dare is also used to imply a challenge. I dare you to finish up the whole pizza. Notice how the use of modals affects the meaning of sentence. You must do it means it is necessary that you do it. You must not do it means it is necessary that you do not do it. You needn't do it means it is not necessary for you to do it. You ought to do it express moral obligation of desirability. And now some examples are given here for your practice. Fill in the blanks with will, would, shall, should. We should obey the law. You will be punished for it, for this. I shall tell your mother the truth. He should not enter my class again. So these are the examples given for your practice. Dear student, I hope you understand about models properly. Thank you very much for watching this video. In my next video, I will help you to solve all the rest exercises of this chapter. Thank you very much for watching my videos.